Hi everyone, it's Chris. Welcome to Firms Consulting channel, a place where we focus on developing your problem-solving, leadership, communication, and entrepreneurship skills. In the previous video on freelance consulting, I covered how to start your own freelance online-only consulting business. So if you haven't watched that video, start with that video and then come back to this video. And in this video, we are taking it further and discussing 10 insights to help you succeed as an online-only small business consultant. So if you are a business consultant and your previous channel to the client was through the firm, which you lost or about to lose, then you need to create your own channel. So if you're a management consultant, you're a banker, you work in industry, and you lost your job or about to lose your job, and you are thinking about how do you support yourself and your family during this challenging time, this video is for you. And I believe that if you have a skill that can help small businesses create value, and if you create enough value for them so that the amount of value you created for a small business is bigger than the amount you are charging, then small business will want to hire you. And I will specifically focus on what you need to succeed as an online freelance business consultant, because any one-on-one business consulting right now in these times, as you understand, as you know, is not something that is possible for most people. So insight number one is you need to start quickly and keep building. So the first thing to keep in mind is that this is a winner-take-all economy. Online means you are putting yourself on a large platform with many service providers and many buyers, and you need to showcase your skills and you need to deliver value to clients. And when you put yourself onto a platform, it is very easy for buyers to compare your profile to other people's profiles. And what happens is that the profiles that have the best reviews, the best photos, the best portfolio, the highest amount of jobs completed, the highest amount earned by the provider, they get the most attention from buyers because buyers feel more confident that if they hire that person will deliver quality output within acceptable timelines. And because more buyers are comfortable hiring this particular provider, that provider gets more and more jobs, gets more and more reviews, and then more and more other buyers feel more comfortable hiring that provider versus other providers. And so that's what you can call a winner-take-all economy. And some people also call it the platform effect. So if you're putting yourself onto a large platform with many service providers, many buyers, you have to keep it in mind that it is basically a situation where success breeds more success and failure breeds failure. The insight number two is focus on bite-sized niche work for smaller clients. If you're thinking about, let me source 10,000 contract, 20,000 contract. Yes, it is possible, but it is very unlikely. It's much better, especially at the beginning when you don't have a strong profile, to focus on niche work, small projects for small clients. So you want to do something like Excel modeling for a small coffee shop. It is a small niche work because it is maybe 1 or 2 days of work. You're working for a very small client and you're focusing just on a small niche, which is Excel modeling. If you focus on big pieces of work, the issue is not that you will not get it, but when you're dealing with platforms, it's very heavily driven by reviews. So for your profile to succeed, you will need to get a lot of reviews fast, and it will have to be very good reviews so that new buyers will feel more comfortable to give you a chance. So pursue bite-sized niche work. And it is not because it is easy, but because of the way platforms work. You have to generate a lot of reviews, you have to have certain metrics for new buyers to feel comfortable giving you a chance. Learn to manage a volume business. This is going to be a volume business. If you think you can take on 10 projects and earn enough and that's it, no. It's a volume business, and because it is a volume business, you have to manage scope very carefully. Because if you take on 30 projects and your scope goes out of control, you will fall behind and clients will give you bad reviews. And when you get bad reviews on a platform where other potential buyers can compare your reviews against other service providers' reviews, you suffer. Even if you do the work correctly, there are always going to be some clients who will still say bad things about you. So you have to control the work very carefully. Know what you are doing. Don't take on things you cannot do. Insight number 4, be good at managing isolated work. The fourth insight about managing online-only consulting business is that it is an isolated work. You will work alone, usually on your laptop, a desktop, in your home office, so you need to expect it. It's not about meeting clients. You may never meet clients. You may never speak to clients one-on-one physically. You may never even speak to clients on the phone. You need to be prepared for that. Insight number 5, you need to understand the margins. You need to understand how margins work in this business model. The margins are going to be low, but as a function of geography. Let me explain what I mean by that. So imagine you are based in New Canaan, Connecticut, and you're competing with somebody who is based in India. So somebody who is based in India, let's say they are charging $100 per hour, and you are based in Connecticut and you are charging $100 per hour. Your margin will be much lower than that of somebody who is based in India. But the thing about buyers on the platforms like that is, generally provided the quality of work is the same between two providers, the buyer doesn't care where provider is based. They only care about the work being completed to the quality they expect or higher, and they want to make sure that it is completed on time. So if you are living in New Canaan and you're competing with someone in India, and you are both charging $100 per hour, you will be making less money than somebody in India because cost of living there is much lower, so their money goes much further in India versus your $100 in New Canaan. There is an element that some buyers will trust someone from United States a little more than someone based in India because they will have a perception that someone from United States will have higher standards of quality. But once they actually know the provider in India and they know that this person is doing a great work, then this advantage of being based in the United States disappears. Insight number 6, you need to know how to manage competition. So there's going to be excessive competition. How do you differentiate yourself? There are many ways to do it. Once you get a client, focus on providing amazing customer service. Be very reliable, very responsive, very respectful, and make sure that you are providing quality output within timelines you agreed with the client. And if you cannot deliver by the deadline that you agreed with the client, make sure that you speak to the client and the client is comfortable with extending the deadline. So don't think you are just competing on price. Initially you are, but eventually as you are working with a client, you have a potential to make this client come back to you over and over again with different projects if you provide an amazing customer service, if you're providing very high quality output, and you are delivering it within timelines that you agreed on with the client. Insight number 6, be ready for a burning period. So the 7th insight is to be ready for a burning period. And by burning period, I mean this period when you're getting your 10, 12, 20 reviews for your profile to look legitimate, to look like a profile of somebody that buyer feels comfortable trusting to. And during that burning period, you may need to do things at a loss to get a review. So you may need to price your services at much lower rate to entice people to give you a chance and work with you. For example, let's say you are an illustrator on a platform and you have 0 reviews, 0 projects completed, and you're competing with people who have hundreds of 5-star reviews. What do? You're applying for jobs, you're agreeing to do the work at a very low rate so that you can increase your chances to get reviews. And then once you get a certain amount of reviews, maybe 10 or 20 reviews, then potential buyers, when they look at your profile, when you apply to a job, they're reviewing your profile, they are going to feel much more comfortable to hire you because they see that you worked on at least 20 projects, and each person or almost every person said that you delivered exceptional quality of work. In fact, you met and exceeded all the expectations. They can't wait to work with you again. And the buyer is reading it and they're thinking, okay, I need to give this person a chance because obviously they delivered more than what expected for other buyers. And the mistake that many people make is they are not willing to work at a loss during those first initial projects. They think that the number one goal is to make a profit, but they need to remember that it is a long-term thinking. You have to create a strong profile. What does it take to create a strong profile on a platform? It is completing many projects, 100% completion, 100% satisfaction, and then also making sure that you have very good reviews. And many people are not willing to do things at a loss because they think that the biggest goal of the first initial project is to make a profit. But they not understanding that it's a long-term thinking that is required here. You have to make your profile very attractive for you to start generating profit, because then you will get better and better projects at better margins. So imagine if you are a brand new person on a platform and you're applying to someone's job. Why would someone hire you? Well, you may need to go out of your way to entice somebody to hire you and give you a chance. Maybe you can offer to do a small piece of work for free to show your capabilities, explain that you are brand new on this platform, you really trying to build your business of a freelance consultant, and you would really appreciate if they give you a chance to do a small piece of work at no charge to showcase your skills, and your hope is that you can continue working after that because you are very dedicated to delivering high value for your clients and you are looking forward to work with them. So remember that during the first few projects, your number one goal is to get great reviews. Because again, the winner-takes-all economy exists on a platform, a system where a buyer can compare everyone on the platform. So there will be a burning period. Expect that. There will be a period of doing things at a loss, and you should look at it as paying your dues. Insight number 8, reviews really matter. The thing about online-only freelance consulting business on large platforms is that it really driven primarily by reviews. No matter what happens, if someone sees that you have 100% 5-star ratings, they immediately see that many people worked with you and they were happy that they selected you and you delivered to them quality output within appropriate timelines. Everyone was happy to the point that they left you a 5-star review. And when someone sees that, they're much more likely to hire you, to give you a chance, even if they never worked with you, even if no one recommended you to them. They're much more likely to rely on those reviews as an indication that it is a lower risk person to hire. If you have anything lower than 90%, no matter whose fault it is, it's not good for you. People will be much less likely to give you a chance with the important projects because obviously there were people that were not happy with quality of your work. So getting great reviews is important. Keeping great reviews is important, and getting more great reviews is important. And in large part it is about taking the work you can do, and you can do it very well, very fast, well beyond what is expected. If you take work that you cannot do, even if you put in a lot of effort, if you deliver something to a client that is below the standards they expected, or you deliver it well after the deadline, or even a little bit after the deadline, they're likely not going to be happy. And in such situation, they may give you a negative review, even if you tell them you're not going to bill them if they're not happy with your quality of work. They may say, look, I hired you, I trusted you, this was an urgent project, now I'm behind, you wasted my time, I lost revenue, I lost time, and it doesn't matter to me if you didn't bill me because I lost revenue, I lost things anyway. So I'm very unhappy about working with you, and then now I have to find someone else. A lot of people think that if you give someone a refund, then there is no issue. Refunds can help, but it does not solve the entire problem. So the point is that you have to be very careful about the work that you take on. Take on only work that you can do at the high quality standards. Insight number 9, this is price sensitive. Another important insight is that you have to be able to navigate a price sensitive market. An online platform with many service providers and many buyers is very competitive, and initially most likely you will have to compete on price. But eventually, if you do things right, you will be able to stop competing on price. You will have people who are coming back to you with new projects over and over again. You will have a great profile with fantastic reviews, to the point that not only you will have much higher chance that someone will hire you when you apply with a proposal for someone's job, but people will reach out to you asking you if you are interested in applying for their job, or even just hiring you directly without even going through the application process. And insight number 10, don't overshoot the audience technically. The audience that you are serving online is usually not very sophisticated. They may not be aware of things like agile strategy and hypothesis and decision trees. Some of them may, but most of them will not. You must know the language that your audience is going to speak and speak that language. Because if you speak in a language they do not understand and your profile is written in a language they do not understand, then they will not know that you can do things that they are looking for. Audience online also tends to worry much less about latest terminology, approaches, trends, and so on. So if you're planning to start your own online-only freelance consulting business on a large platform, I wish you the best of luck. I know that the insights I shared here and in the previous video will be very helpful. I think that while working for a major company like a major consulting firm is an amazing experience and allows you to learn and be exposed to many things, I think that at the end of the day, most driven people actually want to start something of their own. And this is an opportunity to try it. This is an opportunity to try to work for yourself. And keep in mind that advice that I gave in the previous video, that what we talked about in this video is just the beginning. Because what you will eventually do, and what I recommend you eventually do, is to actually develop your own team that will do the work. And then you can just manage your business and generate revenue and grow your firm. So at some point you need to stop selling your time. At some point you need to grow a business that does not just makes money when you are working. The way I think about it is building assets that will generate revenue for you, generate compensation, income, whatever you want to call it for you, for the rest of your life, or at least for many years. So I hope you found this video helpful. Let me know in the comments where you are from, what kind of videos you would like me to prepare for you, and what you found helpful from this video and the previous video about freelance online consulting, and what other areas you would like me to cover on this subject. If there's anything that we missed in these two videos, let me know. And if you are not receiving email updates from us, make sure that you go to firmsconsulting.com/promo. Put in your email and your name. Make sure you confirm your subscription to the newsletter. And we're going to send you not only sample episodes from our advanced training programs that we prepare for our most loyal clients, which we call FC Insiders, but we also will send you sample chapters from our books. This year, we released second edition of Marketing Saves the World, which is a memoir of a former McKinsey and BCG senior partner, Bill Matassoni. Bill actually used to be worldwide head of marketing for McKinsey. And he is also a mentee of Marvin Bauer, who is the father of management consulting and the father of McKinsey. And the second book we just released is the second edition of Succeeding as a Management Consultant. I will include links to both below. Stay focused, stay productive, do good things for the world, and I'm looking forward to see you next time.